Hey there! If you're looking to grow your followers on Twitter, then you're in the right place. My name's Clive Jeffrey, and I've put together this video training for you to show you not only how to grow your followers on Twitter that are highly targeted, but also to convert those followers into leads and sales. Now, this is a slightly longer training, but believe me, it's worth going through it all. I'm sure you're here to build a long-term sustainable business, and this is what this training is going to help you do. There's also a second part to this training, so look out for it. It should be in a playlist along with this video. So enjoy the training. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on clivejeffrey.com. Enjoy the training. Okay, now you should all see my Facebook page, and if you haven't liked it, please go ahead and do that. Clive Jeffrey Training. You can see it up there, facebook.com, Clive Jeffrey Training. I've put a lot of training up there daily, so by all means, go along, check it out, and yeah, like the page. We're really grateful for that. So let's get into it. Just 1 second here, get things going from the beginning. Here we go. Okay. We're all here to learn how to get more followers and generate leads on Twitter. As I say, I've been having some great results over the last couple of weeks since I've been implementing this. I've been on Twitter for well, I set up this account originally, I think it was in 2010, and really haven't done anything with it. Started at the beginning of this year, trying some different stuff, and had some fairly good results. But then over the last, it's about 2-3 weeks ago, I've been trying this new stuff, and the results have been amazing. So let's get into it. Just before we do, who is Clive Jeffrey? I just thought I'd give a quick rundown. First and foremost, I'm a family man. I have my 2 kids here, Scott, who's 16, and my daughter, Jess, who's 18, and my beautiful wife here, Dawn. We have been together 32 years and married for 26 of those years. I actually met Dawn over here in the United States while I was backpacking around the world back in 1984, and took her back to New Zealand as a souvenir. And we lived there, and we used to come back to the States regularly. And a few years ago on a visit, our kids said they wanted to finish up high school here. And we thought, you know, you only live once, so what the hell, we sold up everything and moved over here. Dawn's originally from Maryland, but it was too cold up there, so we chose Florida, and we absolutely love it here. Basically, I am a serial entrepreneur. I haven't had a job as such since 1992. Dawn and I started our own printing and graphic design business in 1992, and we ran that successfully, built it up to multiple 7-figure turnover, excuse me, and eventually sold it in 2013, just before the end of 2013, just before we came over to the States. So basically, I've always been in the sales and marketing role. I never worked on any printing presses or anything like that. Always sales and marketing. I used to deal with a lot of different marketing managers in corporate positions and advertising agencies. So always been in the marketing field. So basically been transferring those skills into the online home business area since we moved over to America. And, you know, I absolutely love it. You know, I was sick and tired of doing what I was doing in the corporate world, and I enjoy working from home. And that's basically, you know, the value I can bring to you is, you know, my wealth of experience in sales and marketing. So that's enough about me. I don't want to bore you. So why Twitter? Now, Twitter actually started in March of 2006 by these guys, Jack Dorsey, Evan Williams, and Biz Stone and Noah Glass. They launched in 2006. And another interesting stat, in the first quarter of this year, Twitter earned $595 million in revenue. So I just want to run through a few of these stats, because a lot of people say, you know, you talk to them and they say Twitter's irrelevant, Twitter's falling by the wayside with the likes of Facebook and Instagram and a few of the other, Snapchat and all of those kind of things. But I want to prove to you that that's not the case at all. There's plenty of value still to be had on Twitter. They have over 3,900 employees, and they have 310 monthly active users. So if you think of, if you could get a small percentage of those people to follow and take an interest in what you're doing, do you think you could build a business around that? And I would have to say that you would agree that you most definitely can. Another interesting stat, 29.2% of the US social media users are on Twitter. So that's a great percentage of everyone on social media. 80% of them are use it on mobile. That means that they basically have it with them wherever they go. So again, as far as being a source of information that you can you can access and send them information, it's a great platform to be using. Another interesting stat, 83% of the world's leaders are actually on Twitter. Just think of old Donald Trump, how much, he's on there all the time. So, there are 500 million tweets sent every day. That's 6,000 tweets a second. So unbelievable, volume going on there. And again, if you just need to get a small slice of that to make and build a very profitable following and business using Twitter, I'm going to show you exactly how we can go about doing that. Another interesting stat, as far as it being a commercial entity, 65% of US companies with 100 employees and above use Twitter for their marketing. 54% of people's users that were surveyed reported that they had taken action after seeing a brand mentioned in tweets, including visiting the websites, searching for the brand, or retweeting the content. So as far as looking for a platform that goes viral and is very active and responsive, I believe now, with what I've been experiencing, that it's really a platform that you should be paying attention to. And this is another interesting one. And tweets with images receive 18% more click-throughs and 89% more likes and 150% more retweets. And this grew 208% year on year. So as of from the 2015 to 2016. So as far as people saying that Twitter is irrelevant or dying, these stats, the numbers don't lie. Now, with what I teach and for the home business area, and I believe this now works for any kind of business, whether it's a brick and mortar business, network marketing, or any kind of online marketing, attraction marketing is the best way to grow a business online. And that's what we do here. If you want to find a better definition of, I'm not going to waste any time going into attraction marketing because that's not what the training's about. You can head over to my blog, clivejeffrey.com/attraction-marketing-definition, and you can get a good definition of what attraction marketing is if you want to delve a bit deeper on that. But basically, in a nutshell, attraction marketing allows us to become the hunted as opposed to the hunter. So we use Twitter to allow people to find us and reach out to us rather than us to have to go and hunt after them. So we do this by creating content that solves our target market's problems and pains. So by doing this, they will see us as an authority figure and, basically, come and hunt us down, and they themselves become the hunter, as I mentioned. So we do this by content. I mean, we provide answers to their questions or pain points by using blog posts, videos, social media posts, etc. It's information that's, as I say, it's going to solve any problems that keep them up at night, or, for example, looking at the home business profession, which I'm specializing in, the biggest problems that they face are generating leads and making sales and more signups. So that's where I produce all my content around. For the likes of this webinar, it's basically going to solve those kind of problems for my target audience. So by doing this, providing the value, answering their questions, providing solutions to their problems, it makes you appear as the authority figure in the niche and allows them to get to know, like, and trust you, because by reading through your content, watching your videos, this basically allows them to feel like they literally do know you. It's quite amazing. As I said, I've been doing this a couple of years now and have gone to a couple of live events and have had people come up to you and that they've watched your videos and they literally talk to you like you're a long lost friend. And even it's quite funny. It really does work, is what I'm trying to say. So how to get traffic to your content, and that's what we're basically going to use Twitter for. content without eyeballs on it is worthless. So it's all very well producing your videos and your blog posts and all your other social media posts, but if no one's seeing it, then you literally may as well be at the beach or at the movies, because you're just wasting your time, because if no one's looking at it, what good's it going to do? So online marketing is all about traffic, and as I say, traffic is much like any kind of business needs traffic. So if you think of your corner store, they need foot traffic walking past. If you think of a shop in a mall, they've got lots of foot traffic going by there. Other brick and mortar businesses would need to use other kinds of advertising, TV, direct mail, that type of thing, to make their prospects aware of them and excuse me, allow them to find them, know what their offers are, so that they can come into their stores and make purchases. So the one way to get people to see your content is search engine optimization. Another one is Google ads, Facebook ads, Facebook groups, and Instagram. Just running through a few of the types of platforms that you can use and ways you can go about getting people to see your content. So let's look at SEO, or search engine optimization. This is, to me, is one of the downfalls of it. I mean, all of this stuff works, don't get me wrong, and I'm just talking from my point of view. I'm a 54-year-old baby boomer. I didn't grow up with computers. Even though I was running my business, I employed the graphic artists. I didn't work on the computers at all. I was the sales and marketing side of it. So it's all been a big learning curve for me. So everything that I've done online, I've learned over the last couple of years. So I mean, I literally couldn't copy and paste when I started my online home business. So if you're in that boat, don't feel like the Lone Ranger, and have faith that you can teach an old dog new tricks. So that's why I steered away from SEO. I mean, I'm learning it, and I do it because it's a long-term game. I'm in this for the long haul. But SEO is something that's quite technical, and it's something that you can't do in half measures. You either do it or you do not, and there's no try. You have to be all in. It takes time not only to implement it, you've got to build backlinks, you've got to do your keyword research, all kinds of things. So this can be, you can use search engine optimization for your videos on YouTube and your blog posts, and it's basically a way to get your content found in the search engines. That's what search engine optimization is, because out of all the millions and millions of videos and blog posts, how are people going to find it and be able to access your content and actually see it, to get the value from it, and then reach out to you? So if you've got all these hurdles to get over, there's lots of competition. I mean, you just think about it. Everyone wants to be the number one on Google, and there's only 10 spots on the first page. So you think of all the competitive keywords, and just think of your own habits. If you're searching for anything, how often do you even go past the number 3 post on Google before you just try something else? I mean, it's all very well to be on page 2 or page 3. The chances of anyone actually going and looking at your content there is minimal. It really is minimal. And I'd say, just by looking at your own habits, I'm sure you will agree. Google ads, and another, again, these all work, but Google, it's there comes with a but, and there's a steep learning curve. It's technical. You've got to know the ins and outs of Google. You've got to know, it takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of expertise. Otherwise, you can end up being very, very expensive. If you can spend a lot of money on ads, and they don't reach your target audience, and you literally don't get a result, and that's money down the drain. Not saying, as I say, this stuff all works and it's all great, but if you're looking from starting out, and from my point of view, as I say, from the non-techie point of view, that's why I don't like it. So stop. The other bad thing about it is that once you stop advertising, your traffic stops. So you're back to ground zero, basically. As soon as you stop paying for your ads, no one's going to see your content anymore. So you've got to keep up with it. You've got to keep spending the money. But done right, and you're getting a return on your ad spend, that's not an issue. But you've got to get to that place first. Facebook ads, pretty similar. You know, it's effective again, but you know, it's a steep learning curve, and it can be expensive if you don't know what you're doing. There's strict rules, and I know for myself, I started advertising on Facebook, and within a few days, I had my advertising account shut down without warning, and this was over a year ago now. And no, there's just no way of getting it back. They don't even respond. You know, there's no. I don't think there's any humans that receive any of the emails that you send back there. So there's literally no way of getting it back. So again, you know, once you stop advertising, your traffic stops. So again, Facebook ads are great. There's going to be a lot of people that rave about them, and it's certainly something too that I'm looking into. But from starting out, I like the non-techie free strategies. Facebook groups. Now, this is a free strategy, but again, it's it does work, but it has its limits. You know, there's strict rules. You can end up in Facebook jail if you're posting too often. You can, you know, it takes a lot of time to manually go and post. Facebook hates automation. You know, there are tools out there. There's lots of tools people you can use, but I wouldn't risk it on my accounts, because not only do they shut your, it's not like they're shutting down your advertising account, they'll literally shut your whole account down. So to me, that's just not worth it. I've put too much time and effort to build up my Facebook page. I'm not going to risk it with any automation. Instagram's, you know, again, owned by Facebook, so you've got the same sort of limits. You know, they don't like automation. Again, it works very, very well. You'll find people that literally build all their, you know, their whole business using Instagram. There are automation tools, but you know, use at your own peril. So then we come to Twitter, and that's what we're all here for tonight. It's non-techie. That's why I like it. It can be automated to, you know, to a certain point, no, not completely 100%, but you know, pretty much now I'm at the point, because I've pretty much got things set up. And as I say, it takes me less than half an hour a day to implement the strategy that I'm going to be showing you. It takes a bit of effort to get it set up, but when I say by effort, you know, you can do it a few hours, you know, a little bit each day. Just keep adding to it, like one brick at a time, one layer at a time. And as you'll see as we go through this, you'll see exactly what I mean. The other thing I like about it, it's scalable, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And it keeps working while you sleep. Now, you've got to love that, you know, because of the automation that it allows. And Twitter's free. And again, you know, while it's working for you while you are sleeping, and it doesn't cost you anything, what could be better? So basically, with any kind of business, building a business, there's a 3-step marketing plan that you want to look at, and we're going to use Twitter to implement this marketing plan. Step number 1 is to build your audience. Step number 2 is engage your audience. And step number 3 is to monetize your audience. It really is that simple. So you build your audience and you engage with them through your content. And so step 1 and step 2 almost meld together, because you need to incorporate both to get them both to work. And then you know, once you've done that, then you can look at monetizing them. So once we start working with Twitter, there's 2 steps that we go through to implement those stages. The first one is the content distribution, and for that I use a tool called Social Jukebox. Now, and there's one other tool for building my actual audience, and for that I use Status Brew. Now, both of these, let's say, I just want to clarify this. These are paid tools, but they're very inexpensive. Like, I think Social Jukebox is like maybe, I think it's about $12 a month, and Status Brew's $9 a month. It could be the other way around. So to me, that's basically free. You know, you think of once you've, you know, you could lose that money in or in an hour, or even seconds on a Facebook ad that doesn't even get you a result. But by you paying for these tools, that's the monthly usage fee. It's well worth it. So if you haven't got those, there's those on affiliate links or anything like that. Social Jukebox is actually bringing out affiliate program fairly soon in the next couple of months, maybe early in the new year. And I don't even know about Status Brew if it's got one or not. But we'll go through these. You may have heard Social Jukebox used to be called Tweet Jukebox, but it's been updated because they are looking at being able to use it for the likes of Instagram and things like that. So Twitter rocks in a nutshell. So let's rip into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move over to my Twitter account first, and we will start talking Twitter. So I'm just going to log in here. So here you can see this is my main Twitter account. As you can see, as I mentioned, I started this back in 2010, but really haven't been doing anything very much till the beginning of this year. I think I had like 500 or something followers back then. And over the last, I'll show you some of the stats that I've been able to achieve. Now, I deliberately didn't implement my strategy yesterday so that I could do it now live on this webinar, because Status Brew is the one, as I say, to build the audience. You've got a certain amount of, like they call it, like a 24-hour day. You can only do so much activity within that 24-hour period. Otherwise, then you just have to wait for, because Twitter only allows you to follow 1,000 people a day. So if you have followed more than that, you've literally got to wait a full 24 hours. So so for example, if you followed your people at, say, 10 p.m. at night, you would have to wait till 10 p.m. the next day before you could start following any more, if that makes sense. But what I wanted to talk about here on your profile, it's very important to have a good profile that tells people what you do when they come and arrive on your page. So clearly you can see here what my Twitter is all about. It's helping entrepreneurs get more leads and sales with real business strategies. So I came up with that slogan because of my business background. So I'm using real business strategies and I'm helping entrepreneurs get leads and sales. So it's nice and simple. Tell them where else they can find me. And I've got a picture of myself. You definitely want to have a good profile picture. So you don't want to have a picture of your a cartoon or something like that. You want to have your own, because it's anything online and any kind of business really, it's all about relationships. The other thing is that you want your bio. You want your bio to clearly tell, explain what you do, so you can work with this, keep tweaking and adjusting it as it will go through. It's all about finding what works and what doesn't. If you're not getting results, you want to try changing the words up. And I'm going to be adjusting some of these words probably tomorrow, just because I've had this now for I think for the last couple of weeks. So I'll see if by tweaking a few things I can get some better results even. So I have my other Twitter account, which is over here. I have it linking through, and I also have a link here to a lead magnet. So I'll just click on that and go just to show you. It's basically, again, a congruent lead magnet, which just takes them to a free Twitter training. So being on Twitter, that's obviously a training that people are going to be interested in, especially if they've come and looked at my profile. So they can go to that straight away. They opt in here and I get the lead. Now, if you don't have a domain or something like that, you can use a bit.ly link. If you don't know what bit.ly is, it's a link shortener, and it's a good tracking link. It tells you how many people have clicked on it. So it's bit.ly. Let's just go and have a look here. It's bit.ly.com. They're bit.ly.com. So free, use it. It's great. So the other thing down the bottom here, you can see I've got my blog. So if we click on that, it takes you to my blog, and it's just a bit slow here while we're streaming this webinar, but you can see this is what I wanted to point out is the congruency of it all. You can see my my blog header is, you can obviously tell you're on one of my sites, and you might have seen on my Facebook page, again, the congruency all the way through, and that's what it's all about. People, you want to make whatever you do, wherever you send people, you don't want to bait and switch them. They've got to feel confident and happy that they, that they're not being tricked in any way. So make use of your bio. It's a good piece of real estate, and have links going through to a lead magnet. Now, if you're new here and you don't know what a lead magnet is, I just basically showed you there's they could go through to a course, a free Twitter training by clicking on through that link. So let's have a look at some analytics here just to show you. Here's my analytics for the last 28 days. So you can see that my tweet impressions for the last 28 days, it's 124,000, and that's a 301% increase. Now, as I say, I've only been doing this the last couple of weeks, so it's really only the last 14 days that this has been increasing. Now, the profile visits are up 1,000%. So in the last 28 days, 5,000 people have come to this profile. So how about that for traffic coming and the opportunity to click on these links here. And I've also, you can see up here, I've got a pinned post, which is again to a free Twitter training. It's got 19 likes and 20 retweets. That's people just sharing this Twitter training. So how cool is that? And again, there's that bit.ly link. You click on that, and as I say, that's going to go through to that, get that Twitter training again. So very, very cool. So just going to have a look at a couple more of those stats. There's mentions, and the number of followers is up 2,566 in the last 28 days. So does this strategy work? Yes, it does. So definitely very cool. So you look at that there, 1,500 new followers in December. So what are we today? The 8th. So that's 1,500 followers in the last 8 days. So, not too bad at all. And here's the top tweet, which is had for December. So it's 8 days so far, 1,700 impressions, 10 likes and 3 retweets. So, it's all about getting your stuff to go viral and getting your presence known out there. So very, very, very cool, and so simple. It's just by setting it up right, and you can see the importance of why you need to have a profile that's friendly, appealing, and has your links on it. So if you haven't got your Twitter profile set up like that, then I strongly recommend that you do it. So now we're going to look at the content distribution. I'm just going to run down here through my Twitter feed just to show you the types of posts that I do, and then we'll go and so basically, as I say, as we alluded to in the build up to this, it's all about sharing we're using attraction marketing. We're attracting people to us. Now, all these people that come, those 5,000 people that came to visit my profile, came because they clicked on one of the tweets that I had sent out. So this is attraction marketing at its finest. They coming to hunt me down. But obviously, I've got to reach out first, and by reaching out, it's like a fisherman. A fisherman sitting on his boat without having his bait in the water, he's not going to catch anything. So all these posts and tweets and everything like that, that's basically our hooks in the water. And the more hooks we have out in the water, the more chances we have of catching the fish. So it's just a good analogy there. So what I do is we provide value. As I was saying before, we want to provide value to our audience, our target audience. We provide content that answers and solves their problems. As I mentioned, being in the home business profession, I want to help people generate leads and sales. So you can see here, I've got a video. Is it really possible to make money in network marketing? Would a network marketer or someone thinking about network marketing? Yeah, they're probably going to want to check that out. Now, they click on the link, they go through, and they're going to go taken straight away to my YouTube channel. Sorry, but I just won't play that. But it's my YouTube channel, my video again. So very cool way of getting people to just go and check out your content without having to learn. I'm just clearing some of the stuff so we don't slow the computer down. Just bear with me here a second, and back to Twitter. So this is what I was saying. By tweeting this out, you get people to come and check out your content without having to wait for rankings. Now, the thing is, I don't just sit there and I'm going to show you how we do this. It's automated. Like you can see, these ones have come in, and we've been going here half an hour, but this one came in, a few minutes ago, 14 minutes ago. The next one here is, it says, as I showed you, tweets with images get more content, get more clicks through and everything like that. So I always like to produce my daily memes, and I just keep adding them into my Twitter rotation, which I'm going to get into shortly. And again, this bit.ly link here, whenever I've got an image, they've got a link on there that takes them through to my blog. So the next one down, again, this is just this one's actually a video. This one's just a meme. Again, all stuff that inspires and attracts your target audience. So if you're on if you wanted to do a weight loss blog, for example, or health and wellness, you could gear all this stuff to attract the audience that you're after. So if you're looking for someone, if you're looking for let's stick with the weight loss, for example. Now you've got to get very, very clear on who your weight loss audience is. So for example, you could, let's just delve into that a little deeper. With weight loss, you could have a young mother looking to lose baby fat. You could have a bodybuilder looking to lose his beer belly. Or you could have a bodybuilder looking to lose the last little bit of body fat before a tournament, bodybuilding tournament, or just a normal guy like myself who wants to lose a bit of beer belly fat. So those are three completely different markets within the weight loss niche. So you can see, if you're just talking about weight loss in general, it can be very vague to those three people, and you're probably not going to attract them. But if you're very specific and you're talking directly to, say, for example, a young mother, and geared all your posts around the stuff that's going to interest her, you're going to have a much better follow rate, and you're going to get more leads, and you're going to get more sales. So it's very, very important to understand who you're trying to attract, and it'll become a lot clearer if you go and check out that blog post that I mentioned earlier, which is on, just go to my blog and in the search bar put in attraction marketing, and it'll bring that post up. Just scrolling down a little bit more, again, you can see there's no pitching in here. It's keep the pitching to a minimum. Always like to use that 80-20 rule, 80% value and maximum 20% pitching. So, but obviously, whenever they go to a video like this one here, want home-based business opportunity leads, they go there. In the description of that video, there's going to be links to click through. So you still got the opportunity, even though it's not deliberately, like if they click on it, they're not going to go straight to a capture page. They're going to get the value, and then they have the opportunity to opt in to get even more value. So that's how we work it. That's how attraction marketing works. So just quickly scrolling through, so you can see there a good, interesting feed to look through. And as I say, it's working really well. And lots of images, colorful images, eye-catching. So then people scrolling through on their phones, they see these images, and that they're more likely to stop and click on them rather than something like that. You see that's just a blog post, or the image is coming up now. But if there was no image there, you can just see that it's not very enticing at all. Just a bit of script. So how do we schedule all this stuff to go out? And because I'm certainly not sitting there every few minutes making up a post and sending it out. So this is where I use my social jukebox to schedule and send out these posts. Now, as I say, it's very, very economical, and I like it. It's so easy to use. And all you do is you literally just come in here. It doesn't even have a home page. You literally log on with your Twitter account, and it'll bring you in. And basically, what they call a jukebox is literally just like a list of different tweets. So you can see here, one other good thing about it is it comes with, just let this open up here. It comes with one jukebox, as I say, which is basically just a list of motivational tweets. I'm sorry again, just because this streaming, this thing's going a bit slow here. So there you can see. Okay, I've actually put a couple of my own tweets in the wrong place there. But basically, all these ones are it's a tweet. So these ones haven't gone out. No, I've got these switched off because I've been using my own ones. But if you're just getting started, these are great to use because you've got something to start tweeting at. But this is just providing value. It's not going to it's not got no links or anything like that. So I've got mine turned off. But what I'm going to show you, if I go back to my jukeboxes, the ones that I basically do is every day my picture quotes. I just want to show in here. There you can see I just have the tweet that goes out. It's got my bit.ly link and the image that goes along with it, and then it goes into a rotation. So if I wanted to add a new one, all I do is I simply click on here and it brings it up, and I can just put my tweet in here and search on my computer for an image and submit it, and then it goes into the queue, and then it just goes on a rotation after I've done that. So it's really that simple. So you just literally, I normally prepare them before. I use like Notepad or something like that, and I just put but you can literally, you got your 140 characters. It's got you the character count here, so you're not going to go over, and you literally just click on the browse and it'll take you. You can go and get any images you want and just from your computer and just bring it in. As I say, then it just goes into this into this queue, and I've got 228 of these. Now you can go then and schedule them. You can set the schedule, and obviously the more tweets you have, the closer you can have them going out. So I've got these going out every 1 hour 26 minutes. So I like to have random time so that it looks less automated, if you like. If you go like on the hour, on the half hour, it just looks more automated. And the whole idea, even though we're using automation, we want to keep it as simple as possible. I mean, keep it as looking as realistic as possible, or as unautomated as possible. So you can set these times to whatever you want, and then you just turn them on. Again, you've got options here where you can switch the whole jukebox. It's on now. I can switch it off, and I've got it here that I don't want to repeat the post for at least 5 days. So go back to the posts. So once I've actually set this up, I literally forget about it. I set the schedule and I don't worry. Then every day when I produce one meme, and I just keep adding it into the queue, and it just keeps building and building. And then I can start, as I get more and more, I can reduce that schedule. Like I can say bring it down to half an hour or 27 minutes or whatever. That it'll keep sending them out. And because if you run out of tweets, so if I've got a 5-day rotation and I run out of tweets, it's going to stall the whole thing. So you've got to be careful that you don't tweet too regularly if you don't have enough content on. But you don't think you've got to wait until you've got hundreds of tweets before you start. Just schedule it out so that it won't overlap itself, and you'll run into those stoppages because the limits that you've set, and then just keep adding to it each day. Just keep building on it. As I say, this is a long-term play, but you can go and you can either go and pay someone on Fiverr to create some memes for you. Go find them. Just go to Pinterest and find a bunch. But if you look at mine, all of them. Let me just bring it up here. All of mine has my own branding on it, and because it's all about branding yourself. I want people to know where the stuff's coming from. The other one I do is, so where's my other jukeboxes? I'll just go back to my jukeboxes, and the other one I do is my YouTube account. So basically, I've got 188 tweets here. Now these obviously, as I showed you, it draws in the image. As you can see here, there's a video, draws it off my thumbnail from YouTube and shows that there's an image. So you can see that that's the text area, and they can either click on that or the bit.ly link itself, and go through to the video, but that's I don't have to upload anything more, because that bit.ly link is just a shortened version of the actual YouTube link. So you can see I actually only started uploaded my videos I think last week. So this is the bit that I've been implementing new. So some of these haven't even gone out yet. You can see here these ones have never gone out. So you can, but they will, because with having 108, it hasn't been going long enough for them to go out. But that just took me, and it only took me, because I already had obviously done the videos and I had them on my YouTube channel. So this is what I was saying. You know, you can, if you don't have any subscribers on your YouTube channel, you're probably not going to get any views unless you know. And again, because I was waiting, all my videos are optimized for SEO, but it takes a while for them to start ranking. But now, since I've been doing this, putting them in here, they don't even have to rank. They go out into my Twitter feed, and I'm getting views because people are actually, you know, finding them. And that's what this is all about. It's getting people, it's getting traffic, it's driving traffic to my videos. So it's really, really cool. So as I say, I had the videos, but it literally only took me a couple of hours to just, basically all I was using was the description of the video. And the other thing that I do now with my videos is, like, so every time, and you can do this for your blog posts, you can create 3 different tweets, or up to as many different tweets as you want, pointing to the same video, just as long as it's slightly different. So, and the other thing, as soon as I put these into this, this is not the order that they get tweeted out. As you can see through here, they get randomly tweeted out. So I produced, you know, I think when I did my Twitter one, I did 3 for every video, for every video that I had. I produced 3 different tweets for it. So, and again, it can just be one word change is a new tweet. So it's just like, say for a keyword, if you add an S on, like plural, make it a plural, it's a completely different keyword. It's the same with a tweet. All you can do is like arrange the order of your tags. I mean, yeah, of your hashtags, and that means it's a different tweet. So that's a good simple way of doing it. And you know, it just, the more tweets you have going to the same piece of content, obviously the more views and the more eyeballs you're going to get in the content, and that's the reason you produce the content in the first place. So it's, you know, it's a great way to scale up quickly and get a lot of tweets out there on your social jukebox, is by, you know, producing multiple tweets per piece of content. That's a great way to speed it up. And I could do that with those image tweets as well. Could use the same images and just put different tweets going to them. I haven't done that yet, but you know, it's a possibility if I wanted to. Now, the other ones, just, and you can basically, a jukebox, you just keep adding them. So you can see that's just to re-explain what a jukebox is. You've got one that I've got there for my picture quotes, one for my YouTube tweets, and then my other one for my blog posts. Now I've only got 30 from my blog here. I've got about 100 posts on my blog, but so I still got to go and set these up. But again, you know, as I said, you don't have to have it all set up to get it going. You can keep adding to it. So when I got some more time, I'll go and write some more tweets for the blog post, and I can, as I say, I can write multiple tweets for the blog post. And again, because I don't have to put an image here, because it'll bring it straight through from the actual blog. And you can just build as many of these different jukeboxes. And again, I just have the schedules done slightly different, so they're not all overlapping. Like this one's every 3 hours, because I've only got 30 blog posts, and I've made it a lot further apart. 3 hours and 14 minutes. And let me see, I think I've got it probably still 5 days. Don't repeat within 5 days. Apologies here, it's just taking a few seconds while there we go. Yeah, 5 days before they repeat. So as I say, once it's done, when you know, you go in there, take the time and effort to set this up, and then it just rolls, you know, and you just keep adding it, and it just gets more and more valuable, and you just keep rotating. It basically makes all your content evergreen. So like on Facebook, you can make, or Instagram or anything else like that, you make a post, and then it's gone within, you know, down the feed within a couple of hours, and nobody's going to even see it. You know, so you can do a Facebook Live, and it's gone, lost in your news feed. So what do? I put I've actually haven't got one specifically for my Facebook Lives, but I have started uploading my Facebook Lives to YouTube and then creating some tweets for them to, so they keep getting brought up. So people go to the old Facebook Live videos, and if they watch them, click on them, it brings them up in the feed again. So it keeps everything evergreen. So it's hugely powerful strategy. That's why I just love it so much. And as you can see, it's just so non-technical. Very, very, very cool. The other thing, as I say, now we want to talk about scaling, you know, as going back to my Twitter profile here, just going up here. Oh no, that's not is that my there we go. So this is my main Clive Jeffrey account. Now I've got another Twitter account that I use. So basically, let me just, I'll show you it. I'll log out of this and then log back in. And again, you can see it's me, you know, it's with no doubt that it's me, even though it's a completely different account. It still takes them through to the same capture pages, but I've got different tracking on the back of that so that I know which site it's coming from. And but I'm building completely different audiences. So each of these two profiles have got a completely different set of followers. So this one's got 6,700, and the other one, I think it was like I forget what it was, 6,000 something. So basically got 12,000 followers plus all up, but you know, with using the two accounts. So the thing that you want to remember, if you set up multiple Twitter accounts, I don't recommend you know, start off with one, get things rolling with one, and then look at starting another one. And don't use, you must make sure you use a different email, a different phone number, because you know you want to set up a different Gmail account with a different phone number. And if you don't have a different phone number, don't put one in, because that's how Twitter will cross-reference things, and they don't like duplicate content. But as I say, get around that by just switching up hashtags and things like that, and it's deemed you know, original. So just looking at the analytics on this account, so this one again, 28-day summary. This is a 268% increase. Still 5,700 people have visited that profile, and 2,700 new followers since we've been implementing this strategy. And for December here, 8 days, my top tweet is a blog post. So it's had 10 likes and 7 retweets. So how's that for, you know, generating traffic? So rather than waiting for SEO, trying to put backlinks and all that kind of stuff that I really don't understand, I can just write my blog, put it in my Twitter rotation there on Social Jukebox, and it starts tweeting it out. So look at that, 999 new followers, and that's just in December, so in 8 days. So no, got to be happy with that. And what's it? Mentions up 244, which is up 1,000%. So pretty cool stuff, you know. But this is what really excites me here. You know, this is, as I say, I've only been doing this for 2 or 3 weeks now, and loving the results that I'm seeing here. So hopefully you guys are excited and you can see the potential here, because really is, you know, well worth it. So this is basically what we've done here is we've talked about the content distribution side of it. So again, I want to emphasize you don't want to wait until you've got hundreds of you know, videos and everything in your jukebox. So just before we get off Social Jukebox, so what I do is when once I actually say let's just go back to my picture ones. Once I've uploaded my picture for the day here, then all I do is I go over here, switch account, and I go to my other Twitter account, and I just can do the same thing. So these are, as I say, my picture quotes are in here, but what all I've done here is I've flipped around, like say the hashtag MLM is in the middle as opposed to at the end. and that's completely original, unique tweet in the eyes of Twitter. So all I do is I copy and paste it in here, just doing the same way, add a new post, plop it in here, and just change the hashtag around, hit submit, upload my picture, hit submit, and it's done. I can upload if I've got a CSV file of all my tweets, so you can create it. When I uploaded all those video ones, let me just see, go back and show you those. When I uploaded the other day, I uploaded my all those videos, tweets that I wrote from my YouTube channel. I just basically wrote it into a spreadsheet and then uploaded the spreadsheet with a click of a mouse, and they were all done. So I literally, so if I go to my, oh no, sorry, we want to go back to the video one, YouTube one, and all I do is I came here, upload it, and I just choose the file, and bam, it's done. Simple as that, So very, 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 very cool. So hopefully, you can see the value and the power of Social Jukebox, and how it's a really cool tool to get you the your content distributed like this. It just sends it out. Basically round the clock. You get followers round the clock, and leads round the clock. Very, very cool. So let's just close a few of these here. We'll close the blog, and we'll leave that open in case we want to come back to that. But then, so that's taken care of that first part, which is the content distribution. So now we're going to look specifically at building that audience. How do we go about building that audience? And as I mentioned, I like to use a tool, because basically what you can do is, I like to, it's an unwritten law with Twitter, and that is that if you follow someone, they're going to follow you back. So I'm sure you're probably all aware of that. It's just, as I say, it's an unwritten law. And what I do, because you want to look at, we say it's highly targeted. What I do is I go in here and I search for people in the home business area, high profile people like Ray Higdon, Eric Worre, Danny Johnson, all those people that there may be people in your company. The people that follow those people are ideal target audience for you, because chances are, well, if they're following those kind of people, they're interested in network marketing. So it's the same. If, again, let's go back to health and wellness, if there'll be people that all have celebrity status within the health and wellness, you just think of like that, the Biggest Loser, those trainers on The Biggest Loser, I don't even know their names, but those types of people, if they'll have Twitter accounts, look them up, and all you do is you go to your search bar here and you search for them and get their. So let's say, let's look Eric Worre. So it's going to take me through to his account. He's got, what's he got here? He's got 71,000 followers. So that's a nice number of followers. So here you can see his Twitter handle. All I need to do is, I will just take a copy of that now, and I'll show you how to do it. Because what you can do is, if you don't want to use like these tools, these like Status Brew, which I'm going to show you, you want to just do it all manually. Like, again, you don't have to use Social Jukebox. You can use the same strategy, but you'd have to manually post them, and that's really not going to be that effective. But let's just click on here. That's basically just brings up all his followers, and you can just come through here and start following people. As I say, the unwritten law, they're going to follow you back. So I have some criteria that I make sure that they have before I follow them. I want them to have a good profile picture. I want them to have a cover picture, and he's got a bio, and so he looks like a reasonable guy. So I can just follow him, and you can just work your way down through here and looking for those kind of people. There's that guy's another one. He doesn't have a header picture, but he looks fairly decent. So you could probably follow him. But that, as I say, one of my rules is that he must have a header picture. This guy's got the profile and the header, but he doesn't have a bio. So again, he doesn't fit the rule. So you work your way through here, and you can just click follow. And as I say, you can follow up to 1,000 people a day. When you're just starting out a account you can only follow up to 5,000 people, but no, that's a good number. And then you can follow like 10% over that. So if you of your followers back, so if you once you've got 5,000 followers, then you could follow 5,500 people, if you know what I mean. So I hope that makes sense. But obviously this is quite time consuming too. You've got to sit here, follow, and checking through these profiles. And I did this well, a few months ago. This was what part of the why I stopped. When I started at the beginning of the year, I was doing this, and it was really taking me too long. I was literally spending hours sitting here, click, and it was just taking too long for the return I was getting on it. So then I came across these tools, and it's made all the difference in the world. But that's how you do. So you could also do the other thing with being in the home business profession. I can put in here, say like Herbalife, and let's see if this is the main Herbalife account. Yeah, there they are. They've got 290,000 followers. So obviously people following Herbalife are going to be interested in network marketing. Chances again too, they could be interested in weight loss. So, it depends on what your niche is. But as I said before, get clearly defined on who you want to follow. So that's how you find it's so targeted, whereas like if you're looking on Facebook, sure, you can go to groups and stuff, but it's not as easy to find individuals who are so targeted like this. And when I show you this status brew, basically here you can see again, all you do is you just log into it with using your Twitter accounts. There's my 2 Twitter accounts. And because of that limitation that Twitter has about the number of followers, the first thing I do when I come on here is click on it, and I'm basically going to unfollow the people that haven't followed me back, because it's, as I say, that unwritten law. There's no point in having me following them. I want people to follow me. So if they're not following me back, I'm not interested in them. So what I do is I just come here and say, just click on this top tab here, people who are not following me back, and it's all that's going to go through and find them all. And I can put here for the last number of days. So I want them, I'm going to give them a chance, to follow me. I normally between 5 and 3 is probably the minimum that I go. But so if these people I followed them, but they haven't followed me back they've had 5 days to follow me, but they haven't followed me back. So again, if I was doing this manually, I wouldn't know, I really wouldn't, apart from seeing that if I went to follow them, and I really just wouldn't know. I don't even know how you'd find out. So this tool is just really, really cool. So all I do now is I click, you can click fast follow, so fast unfollow, and that basically means that it's going to, if I just click follow, and it's going to bring the next one right up underneath where my mouse is there. So you can see my mouse there. So I just sit through there and I can just click. So for the last 5 days, that's all they had for me. So I might bring it down to 3 days. Now I just sit here and start unfollowing these people. It's going to be a whole lot more, but up here in the top right hand corner, you can see the number of people that I've unfollowed. So it's been 17. Now I've got a really, really cool tool. So if anyone's on this webinar who's even watching the replay and you reach out to me after the webinar, there's this macro tool that I will be able to share with you, and that basically just is a tool that I just download it, and now all I do is I literally just I'm going to just show you here. I'm just going to minimize this and that. Oops, just going to quickly, I've got to just activate this. I had to activate this macro, and what it does is it basically just allows me to press my control button and hold my finger down on my the left thing on my mouse, and it literally just starts unfollowing people. I don't have to actually individually click. I used to have to sit there and just click. So you can imagine that 1,000 for this account and 1,000 for my other account. Now you just got RSI on your finger. And there's no limits from Twitter for the number of unfollows that you do, but you can only follow 1,000 a day. So you can see the counter in the top right-hand corner there just going away. We're going to sit here. I'll just show you how quick it takes to undo this. So how cool is that? No, so it's unfollowing everyone who hasn't followed me back in the last 3 days that I've followed. So as I say, because I've got, I'm only allowed to follow, I'm at the limit of my followers. So I followed people, to the max. So I can't follow any more people till I delete some. And so I just delete the people who aren't following me back. So there already we've got 390 something. So we're just crossing the 400 mark. We'll just go to 500 now. Just to show you how quick it is, but I won't make you sit here and watch it. So there we go. That's 500 people we've unfollowed right now. So that is so cool. So this is on my main account. Let's just go back here to, that's my other account. Let's see if it'll just show us here. I'll just log out and go back into it. I don't know if you noticed before, let's just go visit the profile. Yeah, I had close to, see, that's up to over 7,000 followers now. I thought it was only 6,000 something. So I've got room to add some more now. And I'll just go back and I'll just show you, go back to the other account, log out, log back in. Go to the profile. So there you can see they've got 6,500 I'm following, and I've got 6,700 followers. So in theory, I can only follow, you can at 10% more than are following me. So I need to get rid of some followers here. So again, all I do is I go back to Status Brew, go back and click on this account. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to go here, not following me back. And it's probably going to be the same. We'll just do it for 3 days. It's going to bring them all up, people that aren't following me. So that's what I wanted to just show you how it all works. So yeah, we've got 6,500 there that I'm following. So we'll just go here and we just start unfollowing them. So you can see back there, I've just did 11 in that short time. So just watch the counter climb. So click on it, and again, you've got to love this macro. I mean, it's just so, it literally is. That's why it just takes me. So all I do is I come into my account, log in, and I just quickly delete the 1,000 that I followed the day before, and then I start following people, which I'm going to show you next. And that's it. I'm done. And because I've got, got my Twitter rotations going all the time. So every day, all these new people that I follow come and check out my profile, and that's how you drive the traffic. So people come check you out just because you follow them. So you can have fresh eyes on your content literally immediately. So we'll just do, we're already over 300. We'll do 500 here again, just so that I can just show you. We're going to take another couple of seconds. So that's what it's all about, getting those eyeballs on your content. So rather than having you're producing your content, going to all that hard work and just having it floating out in the abyss, put it on your Twitter rotation and put it in front of people's eyeballs every day. It's so cool. So there we go. That's our 500 deleted there. So if we go back to this profile here, I'll just refresh that. So you can see, what are we, 6.5, and come down back to 660. So you can just see how, it's all just links through. And now I've got ability to follow more people, which is the exciting part. That's all how you grow your audience. So let's just go back. Now, as I say, we searched before. Let's just remove that, and we'll remove that. So we just come back to Twitter, and let's just go and search Eric Worre again. Eric. Oop, can't spell. Oh no, there he is. So all I do is I copy his Twitter handle here, and I come back to Status Brew, and I want to add a source account is basically what it is. So that's who we're going to follow. So all I do is I click on here, I paste his Twitter handle in there, and click add source, and then it basically just goes and it's loaded his profile in there, as you see. And so now I choose an account that I want to follow. So if I go to my this account, just click on that, and it's going to take me through here, and it's just going to bring up all his his followers. So what I do is, obviously, as I was showing you before, we have certain criteria we want to follow for people. We want them to have a profile picture. Well, these ones actually don't look too bad. So, but what I can do is I can set parameters on my using the status brew. I can set parameters as I was telling you about before. So I can go here, and I'm going to say I want people that are not following me. So these are all these people that aren't following me. So look at these. No, there's no profile. So again, if I wanted to, I could come here and click on this. It said, look, he tweeted a day ago. So I can think, oh, he's worth it. This guy, even though he tweeted 10 hours ago, he's got no profile picture. So no, he's not someone that I want to follow. But again, that's time consuming, So what I do is I'm going to click on here, and I go to fast follow. And then I want to go down here. I want to find people that I'm going to look at some demographics. I'm not going to worry about time zones, but languages. Yes, I want to have only. There's no point in me following French people, or Arabic or Japanese. I can't speak those languages, but I can speak English, so I don't mind UK English. I can understand that, so I'll click on that as well. So that's got my languages. So that's one other. So see, you can see up here, it's got those languages. The other one, then we want to exclude people that I don't want to go follow people that I've blocked, and I don't want to follow people that I've got requests pending with, even though they're only 3 days old. I don't want to go and not follow them again, and piss them off and get them to report me. So that's that. I've got those selected. So again, it's going to have it up here. So it's got the 2 languages of the people that I've I've excluded with pending requests, and people that I've blocked. And then this one here. So I want people that tweet. I want to. Let me see here. I want people that. How many tweets a day? You can set how many tweets where is it gone? They've changed this up. Last tweeted. Why isn't this working for me? Why isn't this working for me? Activity filters, fast follow. Oh yeah, we go tweets per day. And whoops. And exclude people that I've previously followed, because that's the other thing you really don't want to do. So yeah, so that's what they must tweet every day, and I must not have followed them before, because if you followed someone and they haven't followed you back, and you keep following them, again, you're going to get your account reported, and that's not a good look. The other one is that if we come over here onto the left, I just want to go. And I'm going to why isn't this? Let me see. Just bear with me here, guys. Oh, hang on. And then basically once we've set all these parameters, we've got that, you can actually, you can actually save the, so you go through all this, work your way through it, so I set mine a few weeks ago, so I've got to go back through and finalize all those details, but I've actually preset some, so it basically brings everything through here. So they've got a public profile, it's people that I can follow, excluding ones that I've previously followed. They tweet greater than 5 times a day. So pretty strict standards there. They speak languages, and we want to include. This one doesn't have it there. That exclude previously followed there. So that's it. So now I know all these people. They've got a profile picture. They've got so they've got public profiles, and I can then start following them. So all I can do now is it's the same sort of thing. I can sit here and click them. You can see up here on the right, the number keeps increasing as I click them. But because I've got that macro going, I can sit here, hold my mouse down, and it just starts following them. So that's only the number of people that I can find on that, because I've been following his account a lot. So that's why it's run out of people to follow. So I can then go find a new person. So I'm going to go back to Twitter, and let's go and find, say, like Herbalife. So again, all I do is I copy that there, come back over, add a source account, just paste it in. Choose a profile. So again, not following back. Oh, no, hang on. I want not following me. And again, I'm just going to go and click on my filter that I've set up, and it's going to go and find them all now. Now this can take a few seconds. So, because I think what Herbalife had 70-odd thousand, what do they have? 290,000. So it's basically searching through all of those that fit those parameters. So what I like to do is make sure that they've got a public profile with an image. I haven't followed them before. If I've blocked them, it excludes them. If I have followed them before, it excludes them. They speak English. They tweet more than 5 times a day. So they're active users, because there's no point in following people that don't even log into their Twitter account, So just running over. So there we go. It's found them all. That's going to start bringing them through. And all I do is I just start clicking on these and just hold my button down, and it just starts following them. Now, this has got a little filter built into it. When it actually gets up to 122 people, it basically makes me to take a break. So that it's going to just give me a little warning. It's going over because we had a break there in between. See there, it'll bring up this and says I've hit the limit. But all I do now is I just wait for a minute, 30 seconds, and then I can come back and follow another 100 and something. So what's that? I've got 169 people that I've followed just in that short little time. So it's just such an efficient way of doing things. It's really, really cool. So we'll just wait a few seconds here, and I'll show you. I'll get going again. But then when I'm doing this, what I do is I actually open up 2 tabs. I have my one account in one tab and the other account in another tab. So when this one's making me wait, I head over to the other Twitter profile and follow that one. And same with so it just makes it so efficient to use this tool. So the other cool thing that I'll show you just in a second here, but it should it should be waited enough time. So yep, now I can just start following again. So yeah, you'll see after I hit 100, another 122 people. Oops. It's basically got 100 in each flow like that. So now it'll hit me with that same message. So then I just have to wait another 30 seconds and I can keep flowing again. So there again, we've got what, 273 people we've followed in that little amount of time. So it really is very, very cool. So there's one other thing I just wanted to show you, and basically oh, hang on, what am I doing? I'm just actually looking for something here and I can't seem to see it for some reason. So I'm not going to worry and waste your time anymore. So basically, you can see how cool it is. It's a really good way to follow. You've come back in each day, unfollow them. And I'm going to come back over now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and so hopefully that all made sense and you could see and follow all that, how very efficient this is and how great it is to build your following in a very, very targeted way, and why I like using it, because I can keep my content evergreen. I've gone to all the trouble of producing it and just letting it, keeping in front of your target audience's eyes, and it's showing you how using those two tools that are really, really inexpensive, like, total combined of about $20 a month, you can, use these tools and build your audience. As I say, I've only been doing this a couple of weeks, and so certainly by no means claim to be any expert at it at all, but I've shown you the results that I'm getting, implementing it, from what I know. So hopefully, if you've got any questions, I'm just going to run through here and see if I've got any questions. Let me see here. See in here. Ooh, minus 21. Well, whose is that? Lexi, minus 21. Wow, I thought it was bad here because it got down below 60 today, and I thought, damn, that's cold. Yeah, Lexi, I say I'm sorry. Good to see you here. I can't see the chat while I'm actually doing the webinar, so I apologize. So I do thank you all for coming out. Ralph, Lexi, Robert, Tom, very, very cool. Appreciate you guys for coming out. If there's no other questions, I think I'm going to finish up there. You can always reach out to me afterwards. You can find me on Facebook, as I showed you. Just reach out to me if you've got any questions at all, and I'll help you in any way that I can. But can't recommend this strongly enough. It really does work. As I say, I've only been doing it a few weeks, so I'm learning it myself, but already been able to get the results that I've shown you. So really recommend that you do it. Thank you everyone for coming along. I do really appreciate you. I will send out a replay, and feel free to share it with anyone that you think could benefit from it. So thank you again, everyone, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.